What's up, Internet? My name is Lamar Engel, and you are watching the Wine Militia. What's up, you guys? We're excited today because we are going to be doing a music and wine pairing.
I know some of you probably have seen this before, but you haven't seen it done the Wine Militia style.
We have with us Gruet. Gruet is actually one of the few sparkling wine families that has come over from France to the United States. And you're probably thinking, well, they probably landed somewhere in Napa, Sonoma, maybe Washington, maybe Oregon. No, they decided that they would land in New Mexico. Wouldn't you?
1 out of every 5 residents of New Mexico drink Gruet.
This is one of my favorite sparkling wines of all time, so I'm excited to get to share it with you guys.
Ouch. I like to make a mess with bubbles. How about you? Okay, good.
Let's dive in. Green apples, lemon curd, tons of lemon curd, a little bit of that toasted brioche.
I love it already. I love it.
Star fruit.
I see what you've done here. I like it.
White flowers. A little bit of wild honey in here, liking that. So because the 1980s were so prominent for the Gruet family, I decided to pick a record from a band who was very influential in the 80s. When thinking of the 80s, who is the musical artist or band that comes to mind?
Huey Lewis and the News. Michael Jackson.
Prince. Rod Stewart. Madonna? We were born in the 90s. I don't know.
Duran Duran. Now, 1984 was an incredible time for this band. Duran Duran released 7 in the Ragged Tiger. Now, the song that I've chosen to pair with this amazing wine is a song that was released in 1984 called New Moon on Monday. Now, if you've heard this song, you're probably wondering, what is this about? Where there's this crazy kind of swirling, mysterious sound that's creating almost this effervescent hum. Pulls on the heartstrings when it gets to the chorus. Kind of like this wine, it makes you want to go back for another sip.
Poetic? No, it's just the 80s.
You find that you're going to be humming it throughout the entire day. You might have only heard it once.
People are like, oh, what's that song? Oh, it's I can't even remember the name of it, but it's by Duran Duran.
That's what I'm talking about. To Gruet family, who started in 1984, enjoy a little bit of Duran Duran's New Moon on Monday from 1984. If you were stranded on an island and had to choose to drink wine from either a box or a can, which one would you choose?
I never had, well, it has to be a box. I never had wine.
Probably a can.
Really?
It'd last longer.
It would last longer.
Can I get a coconut and put some wine in it? Box.
Any
Whatever.
reason why? Any reason why?
No.
Just preference.
Alcohol.
A can. Awkward. Deciding vote.
Now this next wine is by a company named Union Wine Company from Oregon. They have a little wine called Underwood Pinot Noir.
But wait, Lamar, what's the vintage on this Pinot Noir?
Guess what? I stopped caring. You know why? Because it's in a can. And it's so punk rock, I could care less about vintage. I want to know if this tastes good. I'm just tired of talking. Let's just get right to this. Why did that feel so good? Why did that feel so amazing?
Punk rock in a can. This is punk rock in a can.
No duck face. There's no swirling. There's no smelling. We're just gonna drink this. This is for all you that drink Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is your graduation. Enjoy. Finally, a wine for skaters.
Not those ones. Or those ones.
A wine that we can skate to. I just gotta start sipping. God, that's weird. it tastes like I'm drinking it out of the glass. I literally had this here, like I was gonna like...
Can? Meet glass. It just doesn't feel right. This isn't...
This just feels satanic. This feels really good though. Something about this in my hand makes me feel like it's okay.
And you know what I've noticed? There's no tendency to make the pinky move, huh? That's kind of neat.
Matter of fact, that leads us to a great segue. This company started a campaign called Pinkies Down because they wanted to approach this with the least amount of pretension possible. And the amazing part about this is it worked. It caught on like wildfire. People are noticing there isn't a difference of taste in the can than in the glass. I didn't believe it, so I went ahead and called them. And here's what they said.
Wondering if the Pinot Noir tastes different in the can than it would in a glass.
Good question. There's a liner in the can that prevents the aluminum from contacting the wine.
Good point.
No one wonders that about their local craft beers or soda. So in a way it's funny to us how much that question comes up.
I had no idea. Why is it so good? Something in my core is just like, you know it's wrong, it's so right. I feel like I've been lied to, you know? 13% alcohol, 375 milliliters, 2 glasses of wine. That's right.
You can share if you want to, but they know you're not going to. What kind of genius marketing is that? They just sold you 2 glasses of wine.
This tastes like a $45 Pinot Noir. Let's dive in. Blackberry, cherry cola, like wood, just good solid wood. Yes! Slight boot leather. Not cowboy boots, kids. Punk rock boots. I knew I would like it. I decided to pair this Pinot Noir with a little record by the Gruet Apes. Now, if you've never heard of the Gruet Apes, that's okay. That's because you don't listen to punk rock music in San Francisco. But if you're in the San Francisco scene and you love good pop punk, this is actually probably the best record that pop punk is coming out with right now. Sorry, no effects. Love you, Fat Mike. We've had a great time back in the day. The Gruet Apes are where it's at. Asian Man Records, still rocking. Love you guys. Way to do this. And I've got a little soft spot in my heart for this band because the drummer's name is Matt Cotty. Now, Matt Cotty is the drummer of Gruet Apes, but he's also the drummer of a band called Monster Squad. Now, if you're from Vacaville, Sacramento, or San Francisco, and you're in the punk scene in the late 90s to present day, and you've seen Monster Squad, you know that it is gutter punk central, and you know that it's the foundation of all things holy of punk rock in the Bay Area.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that he's the local punk rock drummer god in the Bay Area.
Personally though, for me, when I came down from Canada in a punk rock band in 1998, we were playing the scene. We lived in Vacaville. I was living on a dirt floor with a couple of twin brothers named Ruben and Ricardo Navarro. Love you guys. You guys are the reason why I stayed in California. Thank you so much. They gave me a small 6x6 little space that I could sleep on a crappy mattress. Well, it wasn't even a mattress, it was a foam pad that big. And I had with me all of my music, my bass guitar, and I think I had a sleeping bag at the time, but that was pretty much it. We worked illegally. All of my bandmates and I, we were illegal immigrants from Canada, and we worked in a tortilla factory owned by the Navarro's family. So you can only imagine when they started shouting,
Amigra! Amigra!
we were the only ones running. Why were we running? We were scared. We were thinking we were seeing white vans pulling up, stopping with the big old door opening up. That was all in our imagination. I was really considering talking the band into moving back to Canada because it was so hard to live in the boroughs, in the ghetto of Callan Street, Vacaville. There was tons of gang violence, tons of crazy stuff going on. We just weren't making money. So I was making my decision on talking to the band and trying to get them to move back up to Canada the next day. And the night before, I was going to tell the band that we're all leaving, we're going back home after touring and working our tail off. I went and saw one last show, and the last show that I saw was Monster Squad. It was the dirtiest punk show I've ever seen in my life. The mosh pit was incredible. Kids dealing with stuff, getting rid of their aggression, and then hugging at the end of the night and bonding in unity to the sounds of Monster Squad, which are probably some of the most lovable guys in all of Vacaville. Gutter punks. This changed my life. I ended up staying because of what I saw in the unity. The next morning I got up, went to the band, and I said, guys, we're gonna stay here a long time.
We're still Californians.
I am proud of this band, Great Apes, because of all of the DNA, not just in Matt Cotty, but all of these guys have been involved in incredible projects, not just punk, but other different kind of musical stylings and projects, because these guys are incredibly artistic, not just in music, but also photography, painting. These guys are incredible. All of the hooks, all of the melodies, the guitar work is incredible. I personally love the bass hooks. I love the vocal lines. Everything about this record is perfect for the punk rock ear, and I love it. And if you don't listen to punk rock, this is a perfect record to get into it. It plays with a lot of those melodies that are hummable and singable, and you feel like you're singing along in the car.
On your way to work because you hate your job, and then when you're leaving your job, you're like, I'm putting this on again. You know why? Because the Great Apes rock.
And they play in San Francisco all the time. Coming up in June, bottom of the hill. Just a shameless plug there for you. So like this band, the Great Apes, is being a little bit more of an underdog for the music industry and laying a foundation for the angst and musical stylings that we so love in art. This Pinot Noir is very similar. Not singing the typical Pinot Noir song that's sung in Oregon or anywhere for that matter. For that reason, this pairing is perfect for me. This next wine is very special to me because it is from Jessup Cellars, 2010 Merlot. That's right, Merlot. I know that some of you thought that Merlot was a little bit satanic. Well, we're here to tell you it's from Jesus.
When Jesus made wine, he made Merlot.
Would you call someone who does not like Merlot a wine racist?
No.
No?
No.
Do you guys like Merlot?
Yes.
Merlot's good. Don't watch Sideways.
Inky, dark, brooding.
I feel like I was just let in on the biggest secret known to man.
Jessup Cellars is part of a little collective of wineries in Napa Valley called the Good Life Collective. An amazing brand full of amazing people that are probably the most generous people in all of Napa Valley. Now, the Good Life Collective is Jessup Cellars, Handwritten Wines, and Humanitas. And you probably have heard of Humanitas from our Cab Franc video. Anyways, Jessup Cellars is made by Rob Lloyd, who is an incredible winemaker. You might have heard of Rob Lloyd because he has made wine for Rombauer. Jessup Cellars in Yountville, which is an incredible little tasting room. Probably some of the most passionate people about hospitality in all of Northern California. They love music, they love the arts, they love the underdog, they love to give back to the communities, and all of the different wineries in the Good Life Collective do. Specifically Jessup though, Jessup has been rocking it for years.
Cheers to you. Just for being epic in hospitality, winning tons of awards. You know who you are.
You deserve it because you guys go the extra mile. That being said, this is about a wine and music pairing, so let's get right to it.
What's that? We lost a couple callers on line 5? Tell them to get over it.
Without further ado, let's dive in, let's taste this, and then let's figure out what kind of music we're going to be pairing with this.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Nice. This is not your grandma's Merlot.
Their Merlot is this good? Imagine what the other wines are like.
tons of black plum, blackcurrant, pigeon berries. If you don't know what pigeon berries are, sorry, June berries. Black olives, not the crappy black olives that you get at the salad bar and you put on your salad. Fresh black olives. Black Assam tea, Indian tea, black tea from India. I gotta tell you, I'm so excited for this pairing right now. All of those things that we were tasting in this wine are just an incredible lead-in to one of my favorite musical artists, M83. Now, have you not heard of M83? These guys have been playing music for years now, and they do a lot of movie soundtracks that really are the cinematic imagery for what we feel when we watch film. Super art-driven synth rock that is melodically intertwined and interwoven with an incredible epic chorus. Makes you feel like you're familiar with the 80s, even if you haven't lived in the 80s, but still has a lot of the bells and whistles and fairy dust that we want in electronic music. Most of their stuff is electronic, but this song that I want to pair with this wine is so nostalgic for me. I don't know why. I'm reminded of something that I can't put my finger on, but this song is called Graveyard Girl. It sounds dark, I know. As inky as this wine is, a cab lover's Merlot, this is gonna melt your face off every time.
I hope they're sold out of it, and I hope you can't get any more of it, because that'll force you to buy other wines from them that are incredible and will blow your mind!
Spacey choruses and ponderous waves of sound hit the ears when I drop the needle. It just starts right there. Let's dive in with Graveyard Girl from M83 and the inky, beautiful 2010 Jessup Cellars Merlot. Let's drop this. If you guys like what you saw today, specifically the wines, we're gonna leave a couple links on the description below for you guys to click on them. Love for you guys to support those wineries that work really hard. We're solely doing this because we're passionate about wine and we want to get the word out about good wines.
So if you guys like what you saw and you like my hair, go ahead and delete.
So on behalf of the Wine Militia and all of our favorite music and our wines, cheers you guys. Love you guys.
Every time I hear the name Duran Duran, I can't help but hear Casey Kasem saying Duran Duran. Now that was a horrible, that was probably the worst impression I've ever made of anyone. Duran Duran. Sorry, Mr. Kasem. Is he still alive? He was on Saved by the Bell not too long ago, yeah? All right, good talk.